Today we're diving into a topic that impacts all of us: fiscal responsibility, political hypocrisy, and how decisions made in Washington affect working-class and middle-class Americans. Stick around because what we're uncovering today might change the way you think about government budgets and tax policies. Section 1. Setting the stage. The debt and deficit debate. For decades, we've heard political parties, especially Republicans, talk about fiscal responsibility. They've been very vocal about the need to manage the national debt and keep deficits under control. But here's the catch. While these messages sound great in speeches, the reality is often very different. Historically, every time a Republican president has taken office, we've seen a pattern: massive tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans. And who ends up footing the bill for these cuts? You guessed it, working-class and middle-class families. What's even more surprising is that these policies tend to increase the national debt and deficits, which they claim to oppose. So let's break down how this happens and why it matters. The hypocrisy exposed. The truth is, the so-called fiscal responsibility, often touted by extreme MAGA Republicans, has been a facade. These tax cuts for the wealthy might temporarily stimulate certain sectors of the economy, but they come with a heavy cost. Programs that benefit ordinary Americans, like education, health care, and infrastructure, get underfunded because the government is forced to compensate for lost revenue. And let's not forget, raising the debt and deficits doesn't just harm abstract concepts like the economy. It has a direct impact on you. It means higher interest rates, fewer resources for social programs, and an overall heavier burden on middle-class families. The impact on everyday Americans. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet, it's about real lives. For every dollar funneled to wealthy individuals and corporations, there's a working-class family struggling to make ends meet. When government debt skyrockets, future generations bear the burden. And when critical programs are cut or underfunded, the most vulnerable in society pay the price. We need to understand that these policies aren't just bad math, they're a deliberate choice to prioritize the wealthiest over everyone else. And while these leaders claim to be the party of the people, their actions tell a very different story. Moving toward true fiscal responsibility. So, what does true fiscal responsibility look like? It's about fairness. It's about making sure everyone pays their fair share, not just shifting the burden onto those who can least afford it. It means holding leaders accountable for decisions that prioritize corporate profits and the ultra-rich at the expense of the middle class. If we want to address the national debt and deficits, we need to have an honest conversation about balanced tax policies, smart spending, and investing in programs that uplift everyone, not just a select few. Call to action. Thanks for sticking around to the end of today's video. The takeaway here is simple. Fiscal responsibility isn't just a talking point. It's about real choices that affect real people. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this issue? Let's keep the conversation going.